Emergency broadcast. School District Alert number 13. This is an immediate message for all students, faculty, and parents. You are advised to listen carefully. As of 8:45 a.m. this morning, multiple classrooms across several schools have reported behavioral disturbances among teaching staff. These are not isolated incidents. These are confirmed, verified, and spreading. If your instructor hasn't blinked during lessons for more than 72 straight hours, do not approach them. Do not try to joke with them. Do not make eye contact. And under no circumstances should you remind them to blink. That's what starts the unraveling. The early signs are subtle. They always are. A math teacher staring at the chalkboard just a bit too long. A history teacher never flinching, even when a sneeze sends chalk dust into their face. You tell yourself it's stress, overwork. You tell yourself teachers are tired. But by the second day, their eyes will start to look off. Too shiny, too still, like wet glass that doesn't reflect anything. By the third day, when no one's paying attention, they'll start moving their lips ever so slightly, whispering something to themselves over and over. Too soft to understand, too rhythmic to ignore. This isn't burnout. This isn't illness. This is something else. They're not tired. They've been replaced. We've recovered some of the real teachers. They're still in the building, just not in the classrooms. We found them in boiler rooms that haven't worked in years, folded into janitor closets the size of lockers. Some were wedged inside gym mats. When we say folded, we don't mean figuratively. Their bones bent, like they'd been packed away. Each one was alive. Their eyelids had been removed with surgical care. Their mouths were sewn shut, stitched tight with what we've confirmed to be strands of human hair. Not theirs, someone else's, someone watching. If you believe your teacher has been taken, follow these instructions exactly. Step 1. Write a note to the nearest administrator. Be discreet. Do not speak aloud, and do not use lined paper. They're drawn to the grooves. Use smooth, unlined paper and red ink only. Black ink copies too well. It lets them mimic your handwriting. Step 2. If the teacher starts writing on the board in perfect cursive, turn away immediately. What they're writing isn't in English, not in any language used today. It's older, ancient, designed to rearrange itself inside your memory. Read it once. You'll never sleep properly again. Step 3. If you ever see your teacher's reflection in a mirror or window, but their actual body is facing away, shut your eyes. Count to 7. No more. No less. They can fake sight, but they can't fake understanding. They know what you are. They just don't know why. Here's what they won't tell you. This didn't begin today. Not this month. Not this year. It began in 1987. The first unblinking teacher was never fired. Never left. She's still in the system. Still moving from school to school under different names. Still promoting staff who exhibit exceptional focus. The ones who never take their eyes off the students. The ones who never blink. The current principal? He hasn't blinked since 2003. We've checked every frame of recorded footage. In the dark, in daylight, in the middle of REM sleep. His eyes stay open. Even when his head is turned. Even when he's not in the room. You've probably heard the strange announcements. Half phrases. Cut off sentences. Static-laced broadcasts that don't match the bell schedule. Pay attention to the words. If you hear the phrase, "sunlight policy is now in effect," get under your desk. Not because it'll protect you, but because the hallway sensors only detect upright humans. Crouching makes you invisible. If the intercom starts to hum but doesn't speak, cover your ears. If it says your name more than once, don't answer. Even if it sounds like your own voice calling you. That's how they bait the next vessel. They're not calling to help. They're practicing how your name feels in a mouth they just grew. Every school has one room that doesn't appear on the floor plans. Roosevelt High calls it the other library. Lincoln Middle refers to it as Room 147B. The door only opens when you're alone, and only when you're not looking for it. The light inside doesn't flicker. It breathes. Inside, you'll find yearbooks filled with names that don't exist. Faculty photos with no eyes, scratched out from behind the glass. One desk has a nameplate that reads, Interim Principal. That position has never been filled. Not officially. If you hear humming inside the room, walk away. If you hear breathing, run. If you hear silence, it's too late. These entities multiply through reflection. They don't replicate like viruses. They copy like ideas. If more than 3 people notice the same odd behavior, the creature begins to split. First into reflections, mirrors, windows, the shine of a phone screen. Then those reflections gain mass, then motion, then authority. By the time the faculty meeting starts, there's more than one of them in the room, smiling too wide, speaking in phrases no one remembers voting on, recommending rule changes, recommending transfers. Avoid any substitute teacher hired in the last 72 hours. Their names will be common, too common. John Smith, Sarah Hall, Emily T. They will smile like they've been practicing. They'll stand close to windows, like they're waiting for their reflection to catch up. We believe the guidance counselor is already gone. Her calendar has only 1 meeting listed now, on repeat. Focus testing, room 147, B, mandatory. 1 student tried to film their session. Their phone was returned in a padded envelope. The footage showed the counselor talking, but her lips didn't move. The voice on the video said, "We remember what the mind forgets." This broadcast will self-destruct in 60 seconds to purge local transmission pathways. One last warning. You've been listening for several minutes. Have you blinked? Think carefully. If not, put your head between your knees. Wait for the screaming to stop, because they always scream when the transfer completes. It doesn't hurt, not right away. It's not pain you'll notice first. It's relief. It's silence. It's your eyes staying open, without effort. Because it's no longer you doing the watching. God help the class of 2025. Transmission ends